Hi, I would like to share with you a bit of scripture from Book of First Samuel. It's chapter 3, and starting with verse 1. Now the boy Samuel ministered to the Lord before Eli, and the word of the Lord was rare in those days. There was no widespread revelation. And it came to pass at the time when while Eli was lying down in his place, and when his eyes had begun to grow so dim that he could not see, and before the lamp of God went out in the tabernacle of the Lord, where the ark of God was, and while Samuel was lying down, that the Lord called Samuel, and he answered, Here I am. So he ran to Eli and said, Here I am, for you called me. And he said, I did not call, lie down again, and went and lay down. Then the Lord called yet again, Samuel. So Samuel rose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you called me. He answered, I did not call, my son. Lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, nor was the word of the Lord yet revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time. So he arose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you did call me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord had called the boy. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, Go lie down, and it shall be, if he calls you, that you must say, Speak, Lord, for your servant hears. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. Now the Lord came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. And Samuel answered, Speak, for your servant hears. Then the Lord said to Samuel, Behold, I will do something in Israel at which both ears of everyone who hears it will tingle. In that day I will perform against Eli all that I have spoken concerning his house from beginning to end. For I have told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knows, because his sons made themselves vile, and he did not restrain them. And therefore I have sworn to the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house should not be atoned for by sacrifice or offering forever. So Samuel laid down till morning and opened the doors of the house of the Lord, and Samuel was afraid to tell Eli the vision. Then Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he answered, Here I am. And he said, What is the word that the Lord spoke to you? Please do not hide it from me. God do so to you, and more also, if you hide anything from me of all the things that he said to you. Then Samuel told him everything and hid nothing from him, and he said, It is the Lord. Let him do what seems good to him. So Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall to the ground. And all Israel from Dan to Beersheba knew that Samuel had been established as a prophet of the Lord. Then the Lord appeared again in Shiloh, for the Lord revealed himself to Samuel in Shiloh by the word of the Lord. Now, what the scriptures right there are telling us is that about about the first time that Samuel, the prophet, who was at that time a boy being raised in the house of Eli, the priest, he this was the first time he heard from the Lord, and he, I mean, he did not yet know the Lord at that time, so he thought that Eli was calling him from the other room, and he said, "Here I am, for you called me." And Lord did this three three times, and Sam, Eli eventually figured out that the Lord was calling to Samuel, and so he basically said, "Lie down, and if you hear him speak again, then say, Speak, for your servant hears." And that's that's what happened. Lord called Samuel again. I mean, this time twice, and Eli said, "Speaks." No, Samuel says, "Speak, for your servant hears." And the Lord revealed to Samuel what he was going to do with the house of Eli. I mean, because he did not restrain his Hophni and Phineas were when they were taking the best meat from the sacrifices to make themselves fat with the offerings of the people of Israel, and also because Hophni and Phineas were sleeping with the w- women who assembled at the door of the tabernacle, and the thing I want to point out to you is that Lord Lord calls your name. I mean, respond because Lord is calling out to you, and when he's calling out to you, he wants to make known to you something that you must know because you've been ch- chosen by the Lord to hear what He has to say, and it's a rare privilege to hear directly from the Lord. I mean, to, to hear His name being hear your name being spoken by Him in like the middle of the night. It's like I mean, very few of us humans are spiritually attuned to listening to the Lord speaking in an audible voice. I mean, the Lord can appear in many different ways. Even I mean, Hebrews says, "Don't forget to entertain strangers, because you may be entertaining angels without knowing it." I mean, because that per person you took out to lunch may be maybe an angel, and then that person will report back to God what 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 you've done, and of course, angels are also ministering spirits that help those who are heirs to salvation. It's like, and Jesus tells his disciples not to look down upon the little ones, for their angels always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. For the Son of Man is come to save that which is lost. And yeah, when when you when you hear the Lord calling your name, respond, because it's a very rare privilege to have the Lord speak to you by name. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to share with you this morning. So have a good day, and God bless you.